Have you ever felt like your mind is overwhelmed by an endless stream of thoughts? Everything just keeps spinning and you can't seem to break free? Imagine if you could break free from that chaos with just 10 simple strategies from an ancient philosophy that's been around for thousands of years. If you think you can't control your thoughts, think again. Stoicism will change the way you face anxiety in your life. Today, on Wisdom Daily, we'll share 11 Stoic strategies to help you stop overthinking and reclaim peace of mind. Let's explore how these methods can help you master your thoughts and live a calmer life starting right now. Imagine overthinking as an external force. We've all experienced the feeling of our minds overwhelmed by endless racing thoughts. Have you ever wondered if those thoughts are really you? The truth is, they're not. They're just clouds drifting across the sky of your mind, and they'll pass if you learn to recognize them. Imagine those negative thoughts as clouds. They come and obscure the clear sky of your mind, but soon enough, they drift away. The reality is, these thoughts don't last forever. If you let them take control, you'll feel trapped in an endless cycle. But if you see them as clouds that simply come and go, you'll realize that they're not your essence. You are not those thoughts. Realize that overthinking is temporary, not your essence. It's important to understand that negative thoughts are just a part of our psychological experience, not the core of who we are. They come and go, much like waves crashing on the shore, only to recede. If you hold on to them, you'll feel drained and exhausted. But if you let go and allow those thoughts to pass, you'll feel lighter and more at peace. For example, when you worry about a big decision, try to imagine that thought as a cloud. You can see it, but don't let it linger in your mind for too long. Allow it to move on, and in the meantime, remember that you're still the mountain, unshaken by those passing clouds. Practice observing without interference. Stoicism teaches us that not every thought requires a reaction. Instead of chasing every thought, we can learn to observe them without interference. A simple technique is to imagine placing those thoughts into a bubble and letting it float away. When you practice this, you'll see that those thoughts no longer occupy your mind. You won't feel stuck in the whirlpool of anxiety and stress. You begin to practice observing without interfering, you'll notice a clear difference. Instead of letting your thoughts control your actions, you'll feel freer and calmer. They're not a part of you, and you can let them pass without leaving any trace. Next, we'll explore how to refocus your energy on the present moment and take control of your mind. Stay tuned to discover more Stoic strategies to help you live a calmer life. Focus your energy on the present. Sometimes we get so caught up in worrying about things that haven't happened yet that we forget to focus on what we can do right now. But what if you simply stopped, took a deep breath, and focused on what's happening around you in this very moment? Stoicism teaches us that happiness isn't something far off in the future, but something we can find by living fully in the present. Try a simple exercise. When you start to feel overwhelmed with thoughts, stop and do something small, like organizing your workspace or taking a quick walk outside. This will help you refocus on things you can do right now. You'll realize that, instead of clinging to endless thoughts about the future, you can focus on small, actionable tasks that are easy to do. For example, if you're feeling stressed about an upcoming meeting, instead of worrying about the outcome, try doing something simple like tidying up your desk or making a cup of coffee. These small actions not only help you feel more relaxed, but they also bring you back to the present and recharge your energy. Focusing on the present isn't just a way to relieve anxiety, it's also a way to control your emotions and energy. You can't control the future, but you can control what you do right now. When you master the present, you'll find that you're no longer controlled by unnecessary worries. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by too many thoughts, remember that you can redirect your energy to small, meaningful tasks in the present moment. And once you do that, you'll feel a lot lighter. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you reduce anxiety and take control of your thoughts. Stay tuned to learn more. Embrace impermanence and let go. In life, we often tend to cling to thoughts, emotions, or memories of the past. However, it's important to realize that everything changes, including our thoughts. These thoughts are not permanent, they are temporary. Once you understand this and learn to let go, you'll create mental space to experience more peace, free from anxiety and stress. Imagine a flowing river. Your thoughts are like leaves drifting on the water's surface. They come and go. If you keep holding onto these leaves, you'll never experience the flow of life. But if you learn to let go and allow them to drift away, you'll find relief and peace in your mind. Embracing impermanence also means understanding that everything, including thoughts, feelings, and circumstances, has an end. Worrying about the future or dwelling on the past only robs you of peace in the present. When you learn to let go and let things pass, you'll find yourself no longer controlled by unnecessary thoughts. This allows you to live fully in the present moment. For example, if you feel stuck in a difficult situation, remind yourself that one day everything will change. When you understand the impermanence of life, you can easily let go of negative thoughts and focus on what you can control in the here and now. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means freeing your mind from unnecessary burdens. Remember that thoughts are temporary, and letting go is not easy. But when you understand and practice this, you'll experience true peace. By embracing impermanence, you will no longer be swept away by unnecessary worries. You'll create mental space to live a fuller, happier life. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you master your mind and reduce anxiety. Stay tuned to discover more useful Stoic strategies. Create a worry period. Have you ever felt like you're caught in an endless cycle of worry? It might feel like negative thoughts keep coming at you, one after another, and you can't focus on anything else. So, how can you stop them from taking over your entire day? A simple yet powerful Stoic strategy is to create a set time each day for worrying. It might sound strange, but it's actually a great way to regain control over your thoughts. Instead of letting worry take over your mind all day long, set aside 15-20 minutes to think about the things that make you anxious. Allow yourself to fully engage with your worries during this time, but only within the boundaries you've set. Once that time is up, stop worrying and move on to something else. This helps you minimize stress and avoid getting stuck in negative thinking. Imagine you have a special box that's just for your worries. When your worry time starts, you open that box and let yourself think about everything that's making you uneasy. But when that time is over, the box closes, and those thoughts have to go away. With this simple act, you can take control of your worries and create mental space for relaxation. For example, if you're stressed about an upcoming presentation, instead of thinking about it all day long, dedicate 20 minutes in the morning to list everything you're worried about. After the time is up, move on to other tasks without letting those worries come back. You'll be surprised at how this helps reduce stress and allows you to focus on the important tasks at hand. By setting aside a specific time each day to worry, you take control of your thoughts instead of letting them control your entire day. You'll feel lighter knowing that you can put your worries in a designated time slot and then move on to other things. This way, you'll no longer let negative thoughts make your life stressful and overwhelming. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you deal with overthinking and find peace of mind. Stay tuned to learn more. Break down thoughts into actionable steps. When faced with a big problem, sometimes the feeling of worry and stress can make it hard to know where to start. The scattered and vague thoughts can make you feel powerless and stuck. But when you break the problem down into smaller, actionable steps, you'll find that the worry starts to fade and everything becomes clearer. Imagine you're preparing for an important presentation. Instead of thinking about everything that could go wrong, start by breaking the task into smaller parts. You can begin by outlining the structure, Then practice each section individually. Each step you complete will help you feel more confident and reduce your anxiety. This approach helps you not get overwhelmed by the scale of the problem. You don't need to solve everything at once. Instead, focus on the next small step. As you do this, each small task you complete will ease your worry, and you'll realize that you can handle the situation. For example, if you're worried about finishing a large project, don't try to think about the whole project at once. Instead, break it down into smaller tasks like research, writing the report, and reviewing it. By completing each task one at a time, you'll feel lighter and progress step by step. Breaking down thoughts into actionable steps not only helps reduce anxiety, but also creates a sense of control and confidence. You don't need to tackle everything at once. Just focus on one step at a time. This will make it easier to face big challenges. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you change your perspective and reduce anxiety. Let's continue to discover more. Turn worry into gratitude. We all experience moments of worry about the future, about things that haven't happened yet. These worries can haunt our minds, making us feel trapped. But have you ever thought that, instead of focusing solely on your anxieties, you can shift your attention to the things you're grateful for? Doing so doesn't just help calm your stress, it also awakens a sense of positivity in the present moment. Try changing your perspective the next time you feel anxious. For instance, when you start worrying about a job interview, instead of thinking about what might go wrong, ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? It might be your stable job, or perhaps the simple fact that you're in good health. When you take the time to focus on positive things in your life, your mind will lighten, and your worries won't have the power to control you. Turning worry into gratitude is one of the best ways to improve mental health. Whenever you feel anxious, pause and count the things you're grateful for. This not only helps reduce stress, but also helps you appreciate the good things in the present. For example, when you're anxious about the future, take a minute to recall the positive things that have happened in your life. Maybe you just completed a major project, you have a good friend by your side, or simply that you have a warm home to come back to. This gratitude will help you regain calm and realize that things aren't as bad as they might seem. Turning worry into gratitude doesn't just help you relax, it also creates a more positive mental state. Start practicing this habit every day, and you'll notice changes in how you deal with anxiety. When you focus on the good things in life, you'll feel lighter and more at peace. Next, we'll explore another strategy that helps you master your mind and reduce worry. Stay tuned. Focus on effort, not the outcome. Sometimes we place too much emphasis on the end result, forgetting that the process is what truly matters. Have you ever felt pressured by the need to achieve results immediately? This only adds to your stress and anxiety. Instead of focusing on what you can't control, shift your attention to the right steps you can take right now. Stoicism teaches us that happiness doesn't come from the outcome, but from doing what we can in each moment. When you focus on effort and take small, consistent steps every day, you'll feel more satisfied with what you've done, rather than constantly worrying about the final result. This shift in focus will relieve pressure and keep you motivated to continue taking action. Imagine you're preparing for an important exam. Instead of just thinking about your grade, focus on studying your best each day. You can't control the grade, but you can control how you study and prepare. When you focus on effort each day, you'll feel that you've done your best and won't be obsessed with the outcome. For example, if you're working on a big project, instead of just worrying about whether it will be successful, focus on each small task, planning, analyzing information, and taking things step by step. Each step you complete is an achievement. By focusing on the process, you'll feel more confident and relaxed, and the outcome will come naturally. Focusing on effort, not the outcome, helps you reduce pressure and maintain motivation throughout the process. When you learn to appreciate the journey and the small steps you take, you'll feel more content and less concerned about the results. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you maintain peace of mind and reduce anxiety. Stay tuned to learn more. Practice voluntary discomfort. Sometimes, in our daily lives, we tend to choose the easiest and most comfortable options. For example, you might choose to drive instead of walking, or take a hot shower instead of trying a cold one. However, facing discomfort and challenging yourself with actions that are not always comfortable is actually a great way to reduce overthinking and strengthen your mind. A very useful Stoic strategy is to practice voluntary discomfort. This means you intentionally choose to do things outside of your usual routine, things that might make you feel a little uncomfortable, but will help you face challenges. This helps you build a stronger mind, one that is less affected by worry or anxiety. For instance, if you always drive to get around, try walking instead a couple of times a week. Not only does this help you improve your health, but it also helps you experience a different way of living outside of your comfort zone. Or, if you always prefer a warm shower, try taking a cold one. You might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time, you'll notice yourself becoming more resilient and able to face discomfort with ease. When you practice voluntary discomfort, you're not just reducing worry, you're also training yourself to be patient and unafraid when challenges arise. Each time you face discomfort, you'll feel stronger, and dealing with overthinking will become much easier. Practicing voluntary discomfort not only helps you overcome negative thoughts, but also strengthens your mental resilience. When you step out of your comfort zone and face challenges, you'll notice a positive change in your life and in the way you handle situations. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you deal with overthinking and regain peace of mind. Stay tuned to learn more. Reflect on the transience of life. We all have moments when we worry about small things in life, don't we? Have you ever felt like you're wasting time worrying about things that don't matter? Sometimes, all it takes is reminding ourselves that our time is limited, and we suddenly realize that these worries aren't really important in the long run. The truth is, life is short, and each passing day is gone forever. When you become aware of this, you start to see things from a broader perspective. Worries about work, relationships, or what might happen in the future no longer seem worth stressing over. Why? Because those thoughts don't truly matter when we face the brevity of life. Imagine standing on a beach, looking out at the vast ocean. You suddenly realize that your worries are like small waves on the surface of the sea. They may come and go, but the ocean remains steady and eternal. When you reflect on the transience of life, those worries no longer seem like a big deal. You begin to learn to appreciate each moment and live with less stress. Reminding yourself of the limited time we have not only helps you reduce anxiety, but also helps you focus on what really matters. If you know that life is short, you won't want to waste time on trivial, temporary things. Instead, you'll choose to spend time on meaningful moments with loved ones and experiences that matter. Reflecting on the transience of life helps you minimize worries and view things in a lighter way. Instead of stressing over insignificant matters, you'll learn to enjoy life and live with less tension. When you see things in the bigger picture, you'll realize that many worries are just temporary. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you reduce anxiety and regain peace of mind. Stay tuned to learn more. Seek wisdom from outside yourself. Have you ever felt stuck in a loop of overthinking, unable to break free? Sometimes, when faced with a problem, we tend to revolve around our own thoughts without seeing the solution. This can make you feel trapped and exhausted. So, how can you break free from this loop? A great strategy to solve this is by seeking wisdom from outside yourself. Instead of constantly thinking in your head, share the issue with trusted people like friends, family, or a mentor. They may see the problem from a different angle that you haven't considered. A simple question like, "What do you think about this?" or "How can I solve this problem?" can open up new perspectives and help you find a clearer path forward. When you're overwhelmed with thoughts, seeking advice from others not only provides you with more information, but also helps you break free from the trap of endless thinking. For example, if you're feeling confused about making an important career decision, sharing it with a trusted friend might spark ideas you hadn't thought of. Sometimes, an outside perspective is all you need to clarify the issue. Asking for advice doesn't mean you lack confidence in your own abilities. On the contrary, it's a way to learn and expand your perspective. Helpful advice from people with experience can boost your confidence and lead you to the right direction. Seeking wisdom from others helps you break free from the cycle of overthinking and make more informed decisions. Don't hesitate to share your concerns or questions with those around you. They may offer new insights and solutions you haven't considered. Next, we'll explore another strategy to help you reduce anxiety and regain peace of mind. Stay tuned to learn more. Focus on what you can. Control life can sometimes make us feel overwhelmed by things we can't control. Have you ever found yourself worrying about things like the weather or other people's actions, things completely outside of your influence? But in reality, worrying about these external factors only leaves you feeling exhausted and powerless. So, how can we ease this anxiety? One of the most powerful Stoic strategies is to focus on what you can control. Life will always present elements beyond your reach, but the one thing you can control is yourself, your thoughts and actions. Instead of worrying about the future or what others might think, concentrate on what you can do right now to improve your situation. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're preparing for an important presentation. You can't control the audience's reaction, but you can control how thoroughly you prepare, how much you practice, and how well you deliver your speech. When you focus on these controllable aspects, you'll feel more confident and less anxious about the outcome. Another example is when you feel stressed at work. You can't control every demand from your boss, but you can control how you plan your tasks, organize your work, and break large tasks into manageable steps. Doing this gives you a sense of control and reduces your stress significantly. By focusing on what you can control, you'll reduce anxiety and feel more empowered in your daily life. Things you can't change won't burden you as much, and you'll find yourself feeling stronger and more capable of facing life's challenges. Remember, taking charge of your own actions is the key to confidence and inner peace. So, we've explored 11 Stoic strategies to stop overthinking and reclaim peace of mind. From viewing overthinking as an external force, focusing on the present moment, to turning anxiety into gratitude and focusing on what you can control, each strategy provides a powerful way to live a calmer, more self-directed life. As we've seen, when you learn to let go of unnecessary negative thoughts and worries, you'll find freedom and strength within yourself. This is the key to living fully in the moment, reducing stress, and keeping your mind clear and at ease. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to share the video with those you care about. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about these strategies? And be sure to hit the subscribe button on Wisdom Daily for more meaningful lessons to help you live a more empowered and happy life every day. We'll see you in the next video. Wishing you a wonderful and energizing day ahead.